Delano, do you welcome this slight pullback in yields today, which I guess came off the back of that jobs number?
100% will. It's really a good news for growth investors, and if your allocation is heavier on the growth side, this is a good indication, and the market saw it as an opportunity to buy, especially in the high growth names. And a couple of those factors you mentioned, there was no signaling from the Fed of changing the strategy. They're focused on the jobs mandate, and with that number coming in slightly soft, it was an opportunity for investors to buy with yields going down. So another opportunity for investors looking at the growth side of this thing is there are companies that are showing still strong prints, right? If you believe in that work from everywhere strategy, especially with these tech names, you look at DocuSign had a huge jump based on their earnings. They had an impressive top line growth. This is just an opportunity for investors to say, hey, we believe in the strategy going forward for a lot of these companies. It's not just going to be, a pandemic, throes of the pandemic trade. There are some companies that have longevity past that, and that pull forward for the revenue is something that could continue.
A wild week for AMC. Shares are trading at the moment close to the flat line. Today, a source telling David Faber that investment firm Mudrick Capital no longer owns any debt or equity in the stock. AMC announced earlier this week that it had sold 8.5 million shares to the firm. It also sold 11.5 million shares in an offering yesterday. CEO Adam Aron appeared on YouTube Live last night on Trades, calling shareholders to support the issuance of more stock.
No question, this does not fit into the traditional valuation box. And I give Adam credit. This morning, he even said that in his own statement. However, it's a new world, which I don't pretend to understand. And there are different factors. And myself, on my own investment side, I've missed a lot of the trends because of my older ways of thinking about these things.
Obviously, that was the wrong soundbite. Mr. Gelfond speaking yesterday, but giving Mr. Aron some credit for the actions he's taking. Mike, I said essentially flat today for AMC. I mean, it's down 5% now, but 5% is not a big move for it. And frankly, to see it moving less than 10% in either direction is quite impressive given the moves it's seen. And you kind of feel like it from here needs to be either rallying further aggressively or pulling back aggressively.
And it very well might do either one of those things. Very difficult to handicap. There was some talk just mechanically coming into a Friday with there had this tremendous amount of buildup of exposure in the weekly expiring options today, various price points along the spectrum for AMC, that it might suppress volatility a little bit, because that really is the tail that has wagged the dog in the very short term, is this racing higher of options and this sort of piling in certain strikes. So anyway, that's one aspect of it, but really it's been very difficult to have an edge one way or the other. There was this report out there that some Wall Street banks are kind of limiting hedge funds' ability to go further short some of these. And really, people are just wary of the volatility, and they want to stay out of the way if they're not directly trading it.
Delano, any sense of the institutional buyers in this stock, the hedge funds that are just chasing these retail traders and making a lot of money with it? I mean, it can't just be retail traders driving this up.
Yes, sir. I'm not sure on the institutional side. I will say from the clients that I deal with, there are a lot of clients that, formerly had no interest in even, checking accounts or kind of the stock market themselves, but they really wanted to get invested in or kind of inquire about some of these meme stock names. And I think what that tells me is, this is more, based a lot on momentum. I think the original concepts are still around, which was the original concepts from the original entrants and the people that got in at lower prices. They were looking at something that they felt was undervalued. And I actually want to double back with the great interview that you guys had with Mr. Cashin. This is actually an interesting area where I think there's something going on where there are more intelligent investors in this situation. There's people that understand the risks. There are people that fully understand that they may lose money. And a lot of the investors that lost money on the GameStop trade in January are probably the same people that are coming in to this opportunity here in AMC. So I think it's a different aspect where we're seeing investors that are more intuitive and okay with the risk of this situation.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.